Oh, hello, friend. Come, join us by the fire. The story's about to begin.
Welcome back, everyone, to Fireside Dice. I am your narrator today. My name is Jens, and joining me today is our lovely cast who are soon to perish. Starting with...
Beg pardon? Hi, I'm Emma. I play Leven the monk, but beg pardon, Jens? I didn't realize perishing was in the contract.
I did. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is Josh playing Bafuur the dwarf.
This is Riley playing Suri the warlock.
And I am Skylar playing Bartholomew the human bard who is probably not going to die. That's not at all what's going to happen today.
So, to recap what happened last time, Josh, why don't you tell us where we left off?
Last time, our party left off in the mirror gallery, a section of the, I guess you'd call the catacombs underneath the Moon Silver Temple, where we were facing dark mirror images of ourselves, and I believe 2 of our party members had fallen right before we left. And was everybody back stabilized? Is that what we decided?
Yes. So Bart went down right off the bat. Withengar is out to kill.
Mm-hmm. It was instant.
And then immediately following that, he was brought back by Lucilla, an angel companion of ours that we got on the Mist Vault Bridge. Mm-hmm. And then pretty quick afterwards, Suri was taken down, and Bart brought her back at the very end of the turn. We left off at the end of the first turn of combat, the beginning of the second turn, and starting with Lucilla, who was prepared to smite Withengar in her righteous fury. So that's where we'll begin. So, Lucilla is going to go ahead and strike at Withengar. Her first attack misses, but her second one does hit, and you guys don't get to know exactly. Just know that Withengar got a good hit on.
Woo!
So she is going to end her turn, and with that it goes to Withengar. Suri, you are on deck. Start thinking about what you'd like to do. Withengar looks at Bart and Suri, turns, leaving Lucilla directly behind, and says,
"Time to fall."
He gets a total of 4 attacks.
Ooh.
First one is going at Bart. I don't think I need to roll for damage.
Oh no.
How does a natural 20 sound?
What?
It sounds depressy spaghetti to me.
My goodness, every time. First hit of the session.
Okay. Double that, plus 5. How does 27 damage sound?
That sounds like I'm 7 in the hole.
So, you are at the point where you are making death saves. Suri, at this point, Withengar looks at you and says,
"Time to face the consequences of your actions."
The second of his attacks cracks Bart's ribs. 2 failed death saves.
Save him if you can. I'll be waiting.
And with that, the third attack is going to go against Leven. Time to use a new d20 of mine. This is part of a set that was given to me by a fan of the show. Jackson, thank you so much for the dice themed after Withengar. Leven, that attack misses against you.
Okay.
And the fourth and final attack is going to go against Lucilla. And that's also a failure.
What are his attacks? Are they like swings with a weapon? Are they like shadowy tendrils? Paint me a picture.
In terms of build, he's almost like a gorilla. These not super squat legs, but they are quite powerful. And his arms and his back are covered in these spines that go all the way up. Instead of hair, he basically has spikes. And so he's pummeling with his forearms into these attacks.
Ouch.
So the fact that you and Lucilla both managed to dodge that is very good. With that, Suri, it is up to you. You are currently at 17 HP, down on the ground, and you just saw your patron pummel your friend into the dirt.
Yeah, I think Suri's gonna lunge at... She's gonna just lunge at Withengar's throat, and she'll scream, "I'll kill you," and cast Vampiric Touch with the mutation.
Okay, I need you to make a spell attack.
That's a synthetic 20. It's 12 plus 8.
Okay, that will hit. Roll your 8d6.
That was 25 out of a maximum 48.
Ooh.
It's still a decent hit.
Yeah. She's still gonna keep his grasp on whatever she can, grab that looks like his neck, though.
Okay.
I think that's all I can do.
Okay, so with that, it is your Dark Reflections turn.
Mm-hmm.
Suri, I want you to roll a charisma check for me.
I got it 26.
Suri, when you first walked into this room, you were told that this is already your darkest reflection. With that in mind, the other thing that you were told is that this other reflection of yourself feels that same pain, that same loss of what happened to my father, and is seeing something play out before them that is dreadfully similar to nightmares that you've had of losing your dad. And with that, as you say, "I'll kill you," to Withengar, something seems to resonate within them. Your dark reflection is going to Eldritch Blast Withengar in the back.
Oh!
Yes!
Yeah!
That is 2 hits. With that, Bafuur, it is your turn.
We're going to go ahead and use the Great Axe.
Okay, so you're stepping up.
Yep. And we're going to make that a Great Weapon Master. 25 to hit. No, minus 5. 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
Alright, that's 11 for the first hit.
Is that including your plus 10?
Oh, wait, no. 21, sorry.
As your axe bites into Withengar, you can feel it sinking in, but there seems to be some level of resistance to it.
It's not surprising. He's going to just rear back for another strike.
Okay.
Great Weapon Master again. 20 again.
Okay, that'll hit. Give me some damage.
23.
Nice. Good hits. Okay. So your dark reflection, you can see that it's frothing at the mouth as it is just wailing into Lucilla. It is going reckless on this. Not the blood dice this time, but that was a crit.
Oh! Dang.
Whoa. Oh no, max damage on that dice. Okay. Okay, Lucilla is starting to look a little bit hurt. It's been a long time since she was last summoned, so she is not at maximum vitality. Bart, I want you to roll a death saving throw. You're going to keep the results secret. And as you do so, I want you to tell me, what is Bart's final regret?
Bart's got a lot of regrets in his life, but most of them I think he's come to terms with. The thing that he regrets most, having not recognized that Suri had made the same decision his daughter had sooner, and that he hadn't been able to help her when they first met. He regrets not being able to help her, period, really.
So with that, it's going to go to Lucilla, who... Lucilla doesn't much like standing right here next to this raging dwarf. So she is going to take a step back, which is going to put her right next to Bafuur. However, Dark Bafuur does get an attack of opportunity, and he is going to take it. What in the...
Did you crit again?
So that is a crit on Lucilla. So yeah, Lucilla's looking really hurt at this point. Not on death's door, but both she and Withengar are looking pretty beat up. And her 2 attacks are going against Withengar. one attack will hit, one will skid off of Withengar's. He brings up his big ol' hefty arm, and the mace just slides against the spikes. And Withengar gets to go now.
I have a question.
Yes.
What about Leven?
Did I fully skip Leven? I fully skipped Leven. Emma, let's take your turn retroactively.
What I'm going to do is I will move, so I'm flanking again with Lucilla to get that advantage. I will take the opportunity attack.
Okay, we do have the attack opportunity coming in, and that is a failed.
Okay, perfect.
Slippery Leven gets to go away.
That's 24 to hit for the first attack.
24 will hit.
Flat 20, unnatural 20 for
Okay.
the second one. Do you want to
Sim-
resolve that damage first, or do you want to just go?
Go ahead and give me your full totals, and then we'll do damage all at once.
15.
15 does not hit.
Okay. So 15 points of pop bludgeoning power.
Okay, so Dark Leven is going to come up, and is going to attempt to grapple you, Leven. So I need you to make an athletics or acrobatics check.
That's 23.
You just managed to be able to slip out of this dark reflection, and as this grapple is starting to happen, they're like, why leave? Can't we go back?
It wasn't safe for us anymore. We had to leave. They wouldn't understand.
And I'm a dum-dum because you had stunned Withengar last time,
I did.
and I still attacked with him. So this will be the turn that his stun is in effect. I do apologize for that. The stun wears off at the end of his turn. Suri, it is now you.
Suri's just gonna keep her hands on him and try to point blank Eldritch Blast on.
Okay, you'll be rolling at disadvantage because it is a ranged spell.
Oh wait. Oh crap. I didn't think about that. I still think this is what I don't think in this moment she would go back. Oh, I got double sevens on the first one.
Okay, so what is that total?
That ends up being 15.
Both of those will fail.
Oh, and then 17 and 18.
Alright, so what's your total for that second roll?
20 something. 23.
That second bolt will hit.
I rolled a 10, so I got 15. And it would actually... I also got Repelling Blast. Would that push him back?
Yes, it would. Withengar gets blasted back by this. Withengar gets blasted through this pillar, breaking it in the process, and ends up crushing Dark Bafuur. Yes!
Oh!
That whole portion of the room collapses, shattering one of the mirrors. And you can see that Bafuur's dark reflection dissipates.
After she does that, she'll just keep her gaze locked on Withengar and say, I won't let you hurt them.
And Withengar, crawling out of the rubble, says,
You won't be able to stop me.
Suri, your reflection is standing behind you, and there's a pillar currently that she reaches around, sets a hand on Bart's foot, and you can see this holy light pour from her into Bart, and she's going to cast Cure Wounds. But Suri, you can see that your emotions, your feelings seem to be bleeding through into your reflection. And with that, it's going to go to Bafuur.
So, Withengar has been blasted back now away from me.
Yes.
Did he see Bart get healed?
Yes.
Okay. So seeing that, he's gonna charge forward towards Withengar, just yelling at him, "Stay away from my friends!" And he's going to jump on top of him, just get a hold of him in any way if he can, and dump and inflict wounds into him.
Okay, so that's going to be a melee spell attack.
That is a 16 plus 4, 20 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay, that's not crazy, but not bad either. 17 points of damage.
17, alright.
That's gonna end my turn.
Okay, with that, your Dark Reflection has been dismissed, and so it doesn't have any sort of an action. Leven, it is you.
It's tough. She wants to be able to help people stand back up, feel better, help them heal, but she doesn't have any of those skills. So I think just by what is her default, she's going to rush up to him once again, getting into a flanking position if at all possible.
Actually, not possible.
Okay, if it's not, that's cool. Turning so she's kind of by his side so she can keep an eye on her dark form as well.
Okay, do you want to go all the way up to that mirror that's on that wall?
Sure.
Okay. And as you go up to the mirror, it almost seems to wave as you almost bodily slam up against it, just getting your back to the wall. But you can feel a resistance there, and you can see that your Dark Reflection looks back at you and says, "Not yet."
Levin's gonna... She's feeling a lot of things, so she'll just note that for later. And we'll make 2 more attacks at Withengar. Is this when he is stunned? Is that what we ruled?
Yes. So that is at advantage.
Perfect. Unnatural 20.
Okay.
And a natural 20 for 27.
Oh my gosh.
Woo!
About time.
20 points. And then we will flurry of blows.
Okay.
I feel like Leven is just so frustrated and almost enraged at this point that she gets in the zone, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's another natural 20.
Nice.
And 25.
That will hit.
Okay, 21.
And with that, your dark self looks at you and says, "Well, maybe we need to leave them now," and is going to go ahead and take the spear that she has and is going to stab at Suri.
My kidney.
That is 2 hits.
Uh-oh. Ooh. You know I have the lowest armor class. Why you gotta do me like that? No.
And that is 15 HP.
Ooh. That hurts.
And Dark Leven is going to use a key point to Flurry of Blows.
Oh no.
And a crit.
Oh no!
Wait. I have a theme for this. I'm gonna cutting words her. I'll do it for the damage on the crit. Because I can do it against the damage as well.
Okay, go ahead and roll your cutting words
Okay, -3.
as this spear just keeps coming at you. And the Flurry of Blows is 2 kicks. The first kick goes for your gut and is a total of 8 points of damage.
Okay.
The crit ends up being a very high kick, hits you right in the head for a total of 19
Oh my gosh.
with the reduction.
So Suri's definitely down.
So with that, Bart, it goes to you.
He's gonna very painfully push up onto his knees and crawl over to her body. He's gonna grab her hand and say, "No, this is not where this ends," and cast Healing Word at 16 points of healing. And after he does that, he's gonna turn and look at his dark version. And he's gonna yell across the room and say, "We lost Catherine already. Don't let us lose Suri."
Bart, I want you to make a charisma check.
13.
How did you know about Catherine?
I lost my daughter too.
And with that, Bart's other self is going to stand. Dark Bart is going to hold up his hand. And it looks like it's currently straight forward at Bafuur. and he shifts it ever so much to the right and is going to aim at Dark Leven.
Yes.
That will hit. This brackish dark energy that emanates from his hand goes forward, hits Dark Leven, and Dark Leven is looking like they just barely got hit a little bit. So, this is the first bit of damage that's gone to them. With that, it's going to go to Lucilla, who is looking pretty hurt. Lucilla's going to move just barely back and get into range of Bart, and is going to say, "This can't be where your story ends either." And you can see that holy light emanates from her down into him again. You're going to gain another 20 HP. And at that, Withengar is going to say,
Oh, but it is where his story will end. He will fall in the darkness.
and with that, a sphere of darkness emanates from him, 20 feet out,
Uh-oh.
and he's going to move. Let's go with the first of these 4 attacks. With a +9, that is 15 to hit, which does hit Bart. It seems as though he is not affected at all by this darkness. By his fiendish nature, he seems to know exactly where to hit. As he deals a total of 16 points of damage to Bart with the first attack. The second attack hits. Oh boy, 22 points of damage. Oh. As Withengar continues to slam, you hear 1 slam. 2. You hear a body hit the floor. And 2 more hits. Bartholomew Avenant, what is your favorite memory since finding these people and traveling with them?
I think in rapid succession, 3 memories flash through his mind with each hit. He remembers the night he woke up to the sound of Bafuur making a sandwich downstairs.
Albert, if I had known you were hungry, I would have gotten you some before we went to bed.
He remembers sharing the book of scripture with Suri on that first night and seeing the gratitude in her eyes at restoring a piece of her home.
The fellow I got that book from seemed to find a lot of comfort in it. Maybe it'll bring you similar comfort.
And he thinks of the conversation that him and Leven had at the Bitterheart camp.
If anything happens to me, will you promise me that you'll make sure that they're on the right course?
And then it all goes black.
But we're not done yet. Suri, you are currently in the darkness. You have heard all of these smacks go off into Bart. And you're not sure if he's dead or not. But there's a sinking feeling in your stomach.
She'll just say, "Stay away from him," and then cast more Eldritch Blast in the direction of the sound, even though it's dark.
Roll for an attack at disadvantage for each of your Eldritch Blasts.
It's 21.
That will hit.
14 damage.
Suri, what is one thing that you remember about Bart?
Just despite, even knowing Suri was doing dark biddings with Withengar, he still believed in her and still believed that she could help the party and do good, and basically just it's basically like her she just found her father again and is losing him again.
As that fear comes over her, this attack, you hear hit, and the darkness falls, collapses back down, and you can see Withengar collapsing to the ground. And as he dissipates, you can also look over, and you can see that Bart has been all but splattered. And the full weight of "I just lost my father again" hits as Withengar also dies. Suri, your reflection rises and lets out this unnatural wail and is going to attack at Dark Leven. No spells, no weapons, just out of sheer rage. Leven, it is you.
So if you look at Leven, she's like completely tense. And you see her take one step and then suddenly vanish. And if it's possible, I'd like her to basically pop up in front of her reflection's face.
That works, yeah.
And she's immediately going to step forward and just like give her a shove in the chest and be like, "What is your problem?"
My issue is our issue. I want it to be free, and yet we're more trapped than we've ever been. Whoever that blue man was that came and told us that, oh, we'd be free, he lied. He indentured us, had us fight, and then sent us off on a suicide mission.
You think I don't know that? You think I'm not aware of that? I'm doing everything I can to just function every single day. That's the best I can do right now. What are you doing? Fighting us? Fighting me? You want us to be free so bad? Back off.
Fine then. And with that, they go back to the mirror and turns into you, your actual you. It seems like you have come to terms with yourself. With that, Lucilla looks at Bart, looks at the rest of your group. I am sorry for your loss. Withengar has been defeated. That is why I was here. I'm afraid there is no more that I can do for you.
You're an angel, aren't you? Answer me.
My divine nature does not deal with raising the dead. It deals with slaying evil. If you seek to enter the Dark War, just as you have done, Leven, you must confront your darker self. And unfortunately, your dark reflection, looking now at Bafuur, unfortunately, your mirror has collapsed, and as such, you will not be allowed the privilege of entering the Dark War. Now, in order for Withengar to not rise again, you will need to enter. I can continue to go with you, but I cannot take you there of myself. Turning to Suri, she says, so would you like to make amends?
I feel like Suri in this moment would be just trying to look through any of anything in her book or her bag, or anything in Bart's bag to help him, kneeled by his side.
And Suri, your reflection is doing the same thing. The two of you are kneeling there by Bart. Suri, as you're flipping through your notebook, there were parts that were written down by your father, and they're still there, but there are several pages that are blank, that held your spells previously.
When she realizes that, she's just gonna collapse in tears on Bart's corpse, probably.
Your reflection turns to you and says, are we going to lose him too? I have something that I think might help, but if I do it, then you won't be able to go through. I don't know if I can take that.
She'll look up at her reflection and say, we need to be rid of Withengar. It's the least we could do for him. Looking down at Bart.
Okay. Your reflection starts to weep as she goes back towards the mirror that she came from, enters, and the tear streaks change as they become yours. With that, Leven and Suri, the two of you are able to enter into the Dark War, if you would like.
We need to. We can't not.
Bafuur at this point is just kind of like been standing, looking down at Bart, just kind of axe, head in the ground, head hung all the way down, hair kind of covering his face, just kind of staring down at him. That hasn't been saying anything or moving.
I'm so sorry for your loss, and I am sorry that you will not be able to enter with us. Will you stand guard as we end this conflict?
Bafuur lift his head up, and you can just see spots on his beard where tears had come down, and kind of wet beard going down, and just meets eyes with the angel, and I will stand guard, and takes up his position with his axe.
With that, the three of them are going to enter the Darkboar, and this long hallway proceeds out, and you can see reflections, various mirrors, various veins of silver, and Lucilla leads you down towards a particular room and says, "In here." And you can see there are a few steps down. This kneeling angel statue has both hands right up against the chest as though she were stabbing herself. The wings are outstretched, and you can see that there are not quite fountains, but holes that come out of the walls, and the angel has a hole, the statue has a hole right where the hands meet the chest, as though it were holding something there. Place the dagger here, and Withengar will be sealed.
Suri's gonna look for the dagger in her bag.
You find it easily enough.
Does it still feel like there's anything resonating in it?
It seems more like it's trying to gather power to reform.
Oh. She'll look at the dagger, look at Lucilla, and then she'll slowly walk up to the statue. Before she puts it in, she'll just hold it in both hands and say, "I never even wanted anything to do with you," before she puts it in its rightful spot.
As you place the dagger into the hole, the stone shapes itself to conform to the blade. And you can see that it almost looks like the angel is now holding the dagger. And as the blade enters, you can see black ichor start to weep from the eyes, as though this angel is now crying tears of darkness as it's attempting to purify this artifact and hold this entity at bay. And Lucilla turns and says, "Thank you, my sister," and proceeds out.
I think after after all of that, I think Suri's gonna collapse in front of the statue, just because of all the weight that was being carried with that.
Seeing Suri collapse, I imagine while they've been here, Levin's kind of stood back, knowing that this wasn't her place to interject herself, almost acting like an honor guard. But it's seeing Suri collapse, she'll take some cautious steps forward and reach her side, and she'll reach out and just put a gentle hand on Suri's shoulder and say, "Bart was a good man. I've lived a long time, and I can't say that I've met many good men in my many lifetimes. And I know that he cared for you."
Suri will just quietly say, "We can't get them back," while she's still on the ground.
Hearing that, Leven kind of grits her teeth. "No. We can't. The best thing to do is to move forward. He wouldn't want you to stop here with his death. He saw multitudes of greatness in you. Don't let this hamper your progress."
As this conversation goes on, Lucilla leaves the Darkboar comes back out into the mirror gallery. And Bafuur, what have you been doing during the intervening minutes since they entered?
Think he would be trying to clean Bart up as best he can. I know he was somewhat pulverized, but just taking his cloak and tucking it around him, and any blood that was on his face, kind of trying to wipe it off, and just kind of trying to make him look at peace more than just in pieces. Just trying to make something better of the situation, do something.
You possess great valor, are the first words that you hear from Lucilla, and you seem to have cared for your companion quite dearly. I too have experienced loss over the course of my many ages, and I can tell that you have as well. It doesn't seem to get easier, but it does change over time. I can see that you are seeking closure. Would you like for me to take him to the realms beyond?
Yes, he needs to be with his family again.
Very well. And then with that, Lucilla carries him almost like you would carry a child. And Bafuur, would you like to follow her out of the mirror gallery?
Yeah, has our Leven and Suri still on the other side?
I think by this point they would probably have come back.
Yeah. I'll just go ahead and follow.
And Lucilla says, she comes around to each of you in turn and asks if you would like to give one last goodbye before he is carried away.
I think Leven would step forward and just look at Bart before saying, "I'll keep my promise to you. They'll be safe under my watch." And she'll back up.
Suri will also step forward and just say, I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I'll try my best to be like you in every regard. And then she'll just, step back behind the party so no one can see her crying.
And then Bafuur will just step up, and it was nice to have a friend again for a while. Especially one that I could look up to as much as I did you. Enjoy the family reunion. And he'll turn and walk away.
All of you walk out to the Mist Vault Bridge, and in much the same manner that she arrived, Lucilla carries Bart up, and through a pillar of light towards the top of this chasm. And with that, the angelic personage that has been with you, and the one who just arrived recently, both of them leave. And that is where we will end off this time on Fireside Dice.
Thank you all for listening to this episode of Fireside Dice. This podcast is produced by Realms of Roleplaying. Intro and outro music was created by Alexander Nakarada of Serpent Sound Studios, and all other music and sound effects was created by Monument Studios. If you enjoyed what you heard today, please give our show an honest review on your podcast platform of choice. And for more behind-the-scenes content and updates for the show, follow us on Instagram at Fireside Dice Pod. We'll see you all in the next episode.
My crochet stitches are going to be so tight. I'm like stress crocheting.
That is the best reaction that I could ever have to a combat. My stress stitches are going to be so tight. This pleases me. This tells me that I'm doing my job well.
You really are.